This NFL Props Week 14 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog's hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with the code SGPN.
Hey, this is Pac-Man Jones. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Knox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money grade with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. Just doing a little deep dive on the weather this weekend, Sean.
Oh, really?
Making sure we didn't miss anything.
Did we miss anything?
No, not
Okay.
really.
All right.
No, I would say weather should not impact any game. Maybe rain in Jacksonville. Maybe the Cincy Buffalo game gets weird.
Snow flurries.
Doesn't seem like it's going to actually have an impact. Like no winds, no real heavy weather. Anyway,
joining us in studio to talk all things props from the Bottom Line Bombs podcast, CJ Sullivan. What's happening, CJ?
What's up, fellas? Good to be back here. I did see some viral clips of T. Higgins and Jamar Chase not enjoying the cold from their previous stints in Young Buffalo. They scored a touchdown and like, all right, we're doing a snow angel. He's like, I'm not getting down on that shit. Are you crazy? It's freezing.
but they scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
I think a tight end might have scored. I think they were planning to score. They did win down.
They are both warm weather cats.
They're definitely
Clemson and LSU, you know.
players of the equator, if you will, for sure.
We'll see. We'll see.
Equator blood, but it's also great to be here in the prop show. We keep killing it every single week here. The brand is being recognized worldwide, almost nationally, you know.
Absolutely.
I'm sitting next to the first touchdown guru
Yes,
here Thursday
Kramer.
night. You weren't here, Sean, but it was like
I played on the video, don't worry.
yeah, it was slightly embarrassing, but it was me walking out of I just recorded the Bottom Line Bombs, which I do every Monday and Thursday. Make sure you subscribe, Bottom Line Bombs. Walking out and it was like almost watching like an influencer doing a selfie model, but it was Kramer framing up the camera to record Mitch and Paulie talking about his first touchdown. But it was like like hold it, like I walked in on something. Oh, sorry. Like I went back into the studio. I was embarrassed for both of us.
This is a private situation.
Yeah, it was very
Kramer's like
private.
a schoolgirl.
Yeah.
Giddy.
It's exciting. Well, you know, I didn't get the right frame and all
Yeah.
like that, you know. And then he got it and he had a very satisfying look. Like, yeah.
Well, and
Nailed
we're about to have the apostrophe gang is facing its greatest test of all time, CJ, because Cousin Mush already bet Fairbairn at plus 102
not a
over
real number.
1.5 field goals made. Again, CJ got us onto this. It's been an auto play. I think it's on like a 19-3 run over 1.5 field goals.
It's not a real number.
It's crazy. Anytime I'm putting an underdog entry, I just also click Fairbairn higher 1.5 field goals because
Right.
why would I not want to also tie it to?
Take the free square.
Yeah, and I think I tagged you, CJ, on social media. Someone sent in an emoji. It was all the apostrophes with a gun to highlight apostrophe gang. So maybe we can get that going with the apostrophe gang.
I can tell you, look, I'm looking at a screen right now.
Yeah.
Best you can find right now, minus 150.
Yeah.
Really? So cousin Mush, did he actually bet extra points or is he just getting those good numbers?
Well, that's a good question. I know he's on the East Coast in a state with an interesting sportsbook situation. So maybe it's just a bad number. Maybe it's someone asleep at the wheel.
People put out some suspect numbers with the apostrophe.
Yeah.
That's for sure. That have gone on lately. You know, like late. You know, Johnny come latelys who've been riding the streak. And God bless them for
Japan
everybody.
saying, I need to see a ticket.
Yeah,
I call bullshit
wow.
on Cousin Mush. Wow.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Whoa.
Already calling him out for his possible Fugazi number. Well, you know, but the thing is with Fairbairn, you don't have to lie. This is if it's a sure thing like Fairbairn, well, who cares if you're laying minus 150?
If the books were
you're not paying the juice if you're winning.
If they were real men,
Yeah.
they would just offer a
You
2.5
give me a 2.5
with the
Yeah.
plus odds, so you can choose.
Some do offer the ladder opportunities. I know CJ, you've dabbled with some
I've
Fairbairn
laddered the
ladders.
apostrophe for sure.
Yeah. And why not? I mean, the guy's a machine, and
Offer a 2.
it's just the greatest combination.
Even 2 would be nice.
Yeah. It's the greatest combination because it's him being a very good field goal kicker, but the Texans' red zone offense kind of being shitty, and they're super conservative, willing to settle for field goals in any situation. And I was saying to Kramer, it was in a weird state there, being on the Texans money line, but also being on the Fairbairn over 1.5 because they get in the red zone. I'm like, slow down, guys. But then I go, oh, I could really use this touchdown for my Texans plus 160.
Then
And
CJ Stroud takes a 20-yard sack.
Yeah,
You're like,
and
oh,
then-
okay, I guess it's Fairbairn time.
Yeah, rooting for a field goal is always a again. You don't think about it too hard. Just sit back and relax and enjoy the Fairbairn cash.
And the flip side was I was like, if the Texans did like this 10-minute drive, like all the way down, they had 8 plays from inside the 15 because they just kept getting penalties. Wound up with a 23-yard Fairbairn.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to get the Fairbairn no matter what,
It's
or the
beautiful.
50 or the 5, and the loyalty they have for him. When he was out with an injury, when our blessed apostrophe was a little dinged for a couple weeks, God bless him.
Yeah.
We come out there, hit a game winner. And from game winner to, all right, we'll see you later. The apostrophe's back.
Yeah.
Right. But they literally carried him off the field and onto the street.
Yeah, they literally dropped him off. Normally there's no loyalty to kickers,
Right.
but not in the Texans organization.
Absolutely.
And somehow this conversation about the apostrophe gang results in Colby catching strays over his
His
lines.
So, I mean, I guess in Colby's defense, a lot of the games he breaks down: Frostburg State, Wisconsin lacrosse, which apparently has a college football team.
CJ,
We're gonna get CJ fired up.
I
don't
almost
need
feel
that.
like we need a deep an exit interview or something like that. In Formula One, after the race, the top 3 drivers go into this room that's mic'd up and cameraed up called the cool down room.
Yes.
I feel like we needed one of those for CJ last night after.
I have PTSD from last night.
You guys were talking about high school. It seemed
I mean,
like.
my God. So there's like what, 8
NIAI.
games left, you know, there's the
Yeah.
conference championship. We're talking about college football. And he goes, we're going to do FCS too. I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Fine, it's a real playoff.
Right.
that's fine.
Absolutely. That's fine. And then, he starts going through these Division 2, Division 3, NAA. Some seem like high school. And to make it even worse, we're talking about, he's asking me an opinion. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. And he goes, and you hear, well, Mac, last night you were on this. Like, what? You guys talked about these games last night?
That's what I
Well,
said.
why are we repeating it? He goes, well, the audience wants to hear your opinion. Yeah, as a torture
Just for you,
right,
he
yeah.
did it?
He did it. He literally did it just for me. This
Sick
exercise in
fucks.
pain.
That is not necessary.
That was it was completely
That's like when you're over your Italian friend's house and the mom is making you an extra plate. You come home from dinner, she makes you a plate of food. It's
Yeah.
not necessary.
Yeah, he chose violence. It was just gross. He's like, well, they specifically asked me, yeah, as a joke.
Yeah,
hurt
'cause
me. You don't.
Yeah, there's someone renamed their YouTube username Next Slide Sullivan
Right.
because CJ points out the fact that no one actually knows who's on these teams or can provide any sort of information, and Colby still acts like he was grinding all 22 on
Yeah.
Frostburg State.
If you
I busted out laughing, going, if you haven't been watching this Bethel offense, what the fuck are you talking about? I have the logins to your TV code. Come on.
he
It's like who was the guy who wasn't like logged 0 minutes on his tablet? We gotta check Colby's tablet for his NIAA or whatever these Division 4 college football.
he talking about Mike McCarthy in the lead up to his Cowboys job when he
Well, that was
claimed to
also
have watched
funny.
all
When
the
he
film.
hunkered
I
down
watched
in a
all the
cabin.
film.
Yeah, he literally for half the game goes, I set this line up. You're right. You set this line. There is no line.
Oh, that was funny. Him setting lines for the
Yeah.
NAIA, basically
Backs just hammered. Yeah,
semi-pro.
yeah, that's a good spot.
Colby should start a U40 pod. Start
Yeah.
covering those rec leagues across.
Well,
America.
those at least I see clips online. Wisconsin lacrosse is not a college football team. They don't have a college football
No,
program.
absolutely not. And he's just
It's
a demon.
lacrosse
And
in
half
there.
the chat is like, who is this for? What's
Yes.
going on? And that just makes Colby,
this
that just,
It's a shot in front.
and that just grows him even more. he
he
just
loves
laughs,
it.
right?
He
If you
loves
say you haven't heard of a college football team or
My
school,
God.
that's all he needs to hear to start generating some strong takes,
buddy.
buddy. And Cousin Mush has texted you the ticket, Ryan. So
Really?
Well, congratulations, Cousin Mush. I cannot get that number.
Really?
And,
This might be the sharpest moment of his life.
Destro check it in,
Oof.
saying late pass apostrophe 3+ at plus 210.
Yeah, I can
over on DK. And
I mean, I'll wind up playing because it's Sunday night and
Yeah.
that's fun action, but I will not be giving it out as a.
I think we can just all collectively say
Yeah.
apostrophe over 1.5. Just keep that autoplay coming.
I would say it's almost one of those things you put it in. It's like
Set it and forget it.
It's Christmas decoration.
Yeah.
They're just there. You don't have to talk about it.
Okay.
So I'm feeling very good because I somehow got out of any responsibilities.
Oh, really? What?
Chris, any sort of setup with
Christmas
Christmas.
Really?
Decorations.
I mean, we haven't done the outside yet. I'm sure I'll be the one getting
Yeah,
up
get
on
the ladder out.
Duties. You have a
But-
Trado?
It's all done.
Trees taken care of?
The
Well,
old-
Kramer's a fake tree guy.
Kramer's family is into fake tree.
Okay.
And this year, the oldest daughter surprised everyone by just setting up everything.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, in a situation where not once, maybe in the entire existence has she gone 110%. It's a shocking moment.
Rare
Anyway,
breed, untamed.
yeah, maybe. Let's see. I have the ticket. I can show. It should be up here somewhere. Let's try.
We believe.
This will be the ultimate test. If Cousin Mush can get a Fairbairn over 1.5 at plus 102 home,
Well, I
this
think
is truly.
I think some might take some issue with what I'm about to show. That's why it's not working. Because it's not actually a Fairbairn ticket.
Oh, it's Houston Texans field goals.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, look
but
at
it's
that.
real.
Look at that beauty.
But it's real. So in some ways, that should be a steeper price, right?
Yeah. I don't
Just in
understand.
case like the safety comes in for an
Yeah.
emergency if Fairbairn goes out.
Right. That's wild.
So
Good
that's
for him.
that. Well, this is the story here. Not everyone pays attention to these shitty field goal bets.
Yes. No,
So,
I'm sure he's
stay-
on his
diligent.
weird one of those weird books he has access to. All right, Kramer, you're first up. What's a prop you like for NFL Week 14?
I think you only have access to one book in Rhode Island, so I think it's
okay.
just the one book in Rhode. You know, a state
Tony's book.
a state that wants to make sure the consumer has the best options. You know,
They're always looking out for the consumer.
you want numbers? You go down there. I was talking to CJ about this before the show, and you know, I'm sure weather has some impact as to why this number is so low. But you take a look at the Cincinnati Bengals this year, Sean.
Okay.
They have only 3 times held a quarterback under 27 attempts, 28 attempts. Wentz, the combination of Wentz and Brosmer in week 3, where they got blown out. The Jared Goff,
Remember that game? That was
48 to 10. Jared Goff only had 23 in a game where they blew them out 37 to 14 against Browning. Both those first 2 games were Browning. And then week 6 with Flacco, it was 27-18 against Love. So, you know, in the Packers. So maybe not full blowout, but he also went under with only 26 attempts. The point is, Josh Allen attempts is at 27.5. We're going to go over. I think the return of Burrow makes it obviously spicier in terms of a back and forth.
Yeah.
And the Bengals in general run a lot of plays. They're second in the NFL in plays run. And so over the last 5 weeks. And so it kind of adds up to a game that seems like it's going to end up being a shootout. We're also coming off a game where the Bills finally ran the ball like 45 times or whatever.
Just gave it to James Cook.
And so you probably have a little bit of a depressed number because of that as well. So 27.5 passing attempts over for Josh Allen. Hopefully the weather isn't too bad. I did see someone with a nugget about how Tom Brady fancied a little bit of snow because it slowed down the pass rush. And it would help the passing game a little bit. So perhaps that can happen here, or it just turns into a wild ass shootout, which seems very likely.
I like the narrative of Burrow pushing the pace and having to keep up scoring wise.
Well, don't you think there's
sure.
a little bit of actually a decent amount of versions of these games where the Bills are chasing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though they're favored by 5.5.
Certainly. I mean, yeah, the only thing is, do they give it to Cook a bunch? Because the Bengals defense, while it's playing a little bit better with the pass rush, They're not great at stop. I don't think they're going to be great at stopping James Cook. That would be the only counter, but I'm with you. I think the over.
Deion Dawkins.
Yeah, no, they got some
probably
offensive
out.
line.
Sorry,
Yeah,
CJ.
you're good.
And yeah, so Josh Allen over passing attempts 27.5.
CJ, what do you got?
Yeah, they did bully those Steelers too
Yes.
with that running.
Which is
but
weird.
they didn't have to gun because of their offense was absolutely broken. So I do like that. I think that's why you're getting such a good number. Like you said, I love it.
CJ, what are you doing here?
I'm going to go to the game with the apostrophe is playing in another action spot. I'll be going in there. This is also a self-tout of a directionally correct future that I'm playing in. You want some water there, Sean?
Yeah, I'm all right. Thank you.
Yeah.
I got some.
All right. So this is a directionally correct tout that I've done that I'm very proud of myself. That's not going to come close to cashing.
I like the use of directional.
Yeah. Preseason here, of course. We all saw your Spotify rap list. Everyone's watching thousands and thousands of hours of SGPN. Well, then if you're at the summer preseason show doing our futures and all that, I was touting 2 defensive players for defensive player of the year and most total sacks, and got massive numbers on them because they were the second name on their defense, a very good defense. One is Danielle Hunter, for the Texans.
Yeah.
Will Anderson was the chalk. Danielle
I
Hunter.
remember that.
And the other one was Josh Hines Allen, when everyone's Trayvon Walker is the number 1 guy there. But
Very sharp, by the way.
thank you very much. Both of them would be neck and neck if it wasn't for a man named Myles Garrett.
Yeah, it was just destroying it.
He would just leave the sport. That'd be fun. He could probably not play another game. Still,
Yeah, he has
everything.
Yeah,
he's done
Brian
there.
Burns is second in sacks, and he's beating him by 6 sacks.
He's crushing.
It's insane.
I know.
Danielle Hunter's having a great year.
Danielle
CJ.
Hunter's having a great year. He's has 11 sacks, 7 in the last 4 games. Combined with Wayne Anderson, they have 21.5. But so he is tied for 4th, I think, in the NFL with 11 sacks. And they're going up against Kansas City Chiefs line. Of course, Josh Simmons on the IR. Their other tackle, Juwan Taylor. Trey Smith is dealing with an ankle injury. The entire offensive line is best. And we all know Showtime Mahomes. Showtime Mahomes likes to gather, likes to rally around there, create a little bit, hold on to the ball for too long, not afraid to take a sack. You can get his Danielle Hunter a quarter of a sack against his ER unit of an offensive line at -120 over a quarter of a sack, and his full sack is +150.
Love it. Yeah, I'm picking up right where you left off there. I think the Texans are going to be able to get a pass rush because of the offensive line woes. I mean, they're going to be missing 3 starting offensive linemen. Patrick Mahomes, he's I think he might take a couple sacks, and I think he might throw a couple picks. Patrick Mahomes to throw an interception +102. He's had 5 interceptions in his last 5 games. So basically, one game he had 2, the other 3 in a row he had just 1. But you know, Texans pretty good at forcing interceptions. They got 12 on the year. I think they pick off Mahomes at some point in this game. So Mahomes to throw a pick +102. Similar idea, CJ. He's going to be facing some pressure, and he's gonna have to make some try and make some throws, force it, because I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball particularly well with Kareem Hunt. You know, you heard Andy Reid licking his tonsils or whatever that quote was, tickling your tonsils.
No, he wants to tickle your
tickle
tonsils.
Yeah,
That is just a terrifying visual of like Andy Reid coming at you, looking to tickle your tonsils.
Clearly, he wants to drop his nutsack down someone's throat.
Oh, there you go.
Tickle some tonsils.
Yes.
Which it's very terrifying.
Give me Mahomes to throw a pick. +102. Kramer.
So this is one that I have, and it didn't make the top 5 list, but it relates to what you guys are talking about. How does Mahomes not go for over 21.5 rushing yards?
Yeah.
It's a primetime game as well. He's had 30 in the last 2.
He'll be running for his life.
Anyway, I'm not using that. It's off. It's in the private stock.
No, it's and
for those who like to hear about my private stock.
Yeah.
That will be on the private.
What
stock.
I don't understand is that 2-game stint at Buffalo and at Denver, where he only rushed 2 times for 8 yards total. All the other games, 3 for 30, 4 for 30, 4 for 30, 4 for 28, 10 for 32, 6 for 60. It seems like he's rushing a ton. I don't understand that 2-game set at Buffalo, at Denver, where he barely ran.
In general, he's rushed less than you would expect in volume over the last couple of games. But yeah, I mean, it just seems obvious with all of the ingredients in this game that you end up with a situation where he's gonna have to run a little bit. So, all right, second prop for me. I'm actually gonna stay in the Bills Cincinnati Bengals game. This is another one that just doesn't make sense. And normally when the number feels this off, it quickly gets bet up. And this one hasn't yet. We're already to Thursday. Chase Brown, 49.5 rushing yards. Sean, this is just a dumb handicap. 15 for 78, 19 for 107, 18 for 99, 11 for 37. That was the bad one against the Bears. 12 for 73, 11 for 108. Obviously, having Burrow back is going to aid in getting this number over. And the weakest part of the Bills defense has been the run defense. And so I think the return of T. Higgins, the wholeness of this offense makes this a very intriguing number and doesn't make any sense as to why it's so low. So again, Chase Brown over 49.5 rushing yards.
Yeah, no, I think he has ladder potential because
you're gonna make this like 68, like or 65. You know, like
you're gonna be sitting back in nickel or dime or whatever.
Cold weather.
He's gone over 75 of his last 6 games.
And it's against this Bills rush defense.
Yeah.
We all remember the great 8-chain ladder of San Diego soccer days there when they came in all the way to the 174 against this horrible Bills rush defense.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
We got Connor in the chat saying you need to get rid of that Ravens sticker off your laptop, CJ, because of what they did in Survivor. So
they were, that's true. They knocked me out of Survivor. You're right. This has nothing to do with affiliation. This is when I used to work as a scout and an official.
Yeah.
Also, as Sean explained to his wife, it's a car wash sticker situation.
I really had to explain to why is he wearing a Ravens? Why? Well, he got the stickers from a car wash. I'm like, all right.
It is. I have a Colts on my clipboard. I have Falcons on the Trapper Keeper. Listen, the stickers are all over the place.
It's like those mini helmets. I have a lot of them. It doesn't mean I'm a fan of that mini helmet, but yeah, no, CJ.
But you're definitely right. The whole computer needs replaced, so I'll replace the Ravens in the computer.
CJ, you got another prop for us?
Of course, I brought all kinds of props
for days.
I mean, this is the prop show, right? Got to come.
That seems like a silly question, actually, in hindsight.
The quarterback rushing props. I'm looking at a few of them this week here.
Okay.
And I want to go to that Dolphins Jets game. Tyrod Taylor. Last week he had 44 rushing yards and a touchdown. Looked very willing, very willing.
He had a nice little shimmy to get in the end zone.
Absolutely. He put a little move. He has Vatech weekend. Vibes are good with James Franklin.
Damn, top 25 recruiting class.
I mean, he's only had 3 starts this year. 2 of them has surpassed 40 yards in a game. Versus the Dolphins in his career, 5 out of his 7 games he's played them 7 times. He's passed 35 yards rushing in 5 of those 7 games. Miami, they gave up 6 rushing attempts to Shuck last week for crying out loud. Mariota ripped them up for 49 yards.
I'm sorry, who?
Mariota.
Thank you.
He ripped it off 49. Josh Allen, of course, did what Josh Allen does. So,
I love this play.
Tyrod Taylor's 24.5 rushing yards. So.
CJ, I'm going to give you a 23.5. I found a 23.5 in the wild.
Yes. Let me adjust the note.
Because I also am on Tyrod Taylor over 23.5 rushing yards. You nailed it. A lot of good numbers in there. And the simplicity, Dolphins lead the league in rush yards allowed to the quarterback. And I would say, I don't know if you saw this quote when they were asking Tyrod about, playing now, et cetera, et cetera. Are you thinking big picture? How much you got left in your career? He said, quote, "I'm in the moment, man. Tomorrow's not born. Yesterday's dead." That sounds like, that's right? The guy you want to take over quarterback rushing yards. He is going out on his shield. That isn't a guy who's worried about, messing up my stats or, I don't want to be late. I don't want to run and be labeled a mobile quarterback. That might hurt. No, this guy wants to win. He's going out there on Sunday to just, whatever it takes.
Early on, mobile quarterbacks have that in their head that they don't want to be seen as a mobile quarterback.
It's this weird
they want to run. And then after years, they wise up. Then they see their career kind of dwindling. Like, well, this is actually a benefit. I can actually provide something here. I better run the damn ball. And Tyrod Taylor's thing is entering that phase of his career was like, let it all out because he doesn't know next time he's gonna be on the field.
T-Mobile was his nickname back in the day.
Yes, T-Mobile.
So
in Blacksburg.
I think at the high school pre-Blacksburg. I mean, he's a guy like I said this to Sean the other day, but we moved into a house in Burbank in 2005. that same fall, Tyrod had his red shirt pulled off because Sean Glennon sucked ass in the first half versus LSU, and he played his first collegiate game.
Yeah.
21 years. I mean that, and so for
That's
him to be
wild.
still be playing, it's like all these other older backups, whether it be Jameis or Joe Flacco. They, of course, when they get in the game, there's literally no reason to worry about, like Carson Wentz, no reason to worry about your well-being. You're getting to be a gladiator one more time. Go be a gladiator. And that 23.5 is available at Novig, FYI.
Nice. Promo code SGPN. Kramer, toss out another prop. What do you got over there?
Which one do I want to do next? Should we talk 9?
9.
Yeah,
Okay.
mean.
Well, as CJ and I were talking about before the show, Dan Quinn taking over defensive play calling duties for the Commanders now. They've gotten a little bit more aggressive, and the Vikings are in we'll call it a desperate mode, as Kevin O'Connell's magic has completely worn off, and the concussion too has worn off of JJ McCarthy.
It's bad news.
Now, if you look at JJ McCarthy and how he played in those first 4 games, he actually tried to run the ball. He allowed his athleticism to be part of the game, and he got over his rushing total in those 4 games. Now, maybe he got hurt. Maybe they were trying to get him to be a pocket. Who knows why in the Chicago game and the Green Bay game, he didn't really run the ball. But, and even in that, he 2 for 10. His number is 11.5, Sean. It's 11.5. To your point on laddering, like this team is he's in a desperation mode. They're going to draft another quarterback.
Yeah.
He might not be Tyrod and old as fuck, but he better use his legs to try to make something happen in this game. Because, I mean, Kevin O'Connell probably not going to lose his job, but JJ McCarthy probably is going to lose his job. So we're going right to the rushing yards, 11.5.
And speaking
Over.
of dropping bars, Sean, like the great Tyrod Taylor, Dan Quinn, as Kramer talked about, who's taken over the defensive play calling the last couple of games, and the defense has improved. I don't know if you watched the new Hard Knocks in season NFC East, but they showed that after they lost, mind you, they lost the game to Denver in overtime. You know, obviously they could have won it, but
They covered.
They covered. They got the cover. But in the locker room, Quinn goes, "We might have lost, men, but we are no longer lost."
I thought that was a parody.
That was an actual quote.
I saw the quote online. Oh my God, I can't believe it.
Like, okay, they know the.
But
camera's
also
wrong.
too, why waste your good quotes in a loss? I guess if you're Dan Quinn,
Well, he's like, how many times are they going to feature us?
yes, that's also true.
Right.
Hey, shout out to Kalshi. If you haven't signed up with Kalshi, what are you waiting for? Available real trading in all 50 states, and you use our promo code SGPN. New traders get $20 in their account. LFG. And of course, Kalshi, you can trade stuff like, will Detroit win by over 3 points? You know that one. And they obviously have they have a bunch of props you can trade on, receiving yards, receptions, etc. But they also have the fun stuff. Like these are the mentions for for Thursday Night Football. You can trade on whether or not they'll say stuff like Motor City, Eminem, Jerry Jones, what a catch. Super Bowl is listed here with, of course, odds that you would, odds that you can trade on. So there's a lot of fun stuff. I mean, and you can get wacky with weather, etc. There is just plenty of ways to get in on the action. Get started today. Download the app, use the promo code SGPN, and get $20 new traders in their account. Promo code SGPN. And we're also brought to you by our good buddies over on Rhythm. That's right. Rhythm continues to have a great season there, helping you win some money. They crush it on the unders, especially when it comes to NFL props. And again, you can track your own plays in Rhythm, college and NFL, for a chance to win $1,000 each week. Let's see some of the unders they like this week. Okay. Quinshon Judkins under 20.5 rushing attempts. They think it's not going to be this high. So get in over on Rhythm. And of course you can build your own models, or you can just tail theirs. Use our promo code SGPN 25 rhythm. SGPN 25.
We need to get some, like the robes, like the get-ups the guys on the Wall Street floor wear.
Yes.
We need to get some of those so when we're doing our trading.
Trading.
I think the other
okay.
benefit to having getting
And we get a bell that we can ring when we're doing trades.
Or the vest with just like nothing but cards coming in.
I think just having
I imagine CJ on the stock floor like sell.
I've been on that floor.
You have.
Yeah.
What? How did
More
you?
just grabbing information, like giving to. I wasn't the actual like selling, buying,
okay.
but there would be like handlers, whatever. Like it's an intro level job. You know what I mean? Where you just,
You're in the pit.
it's important though. You got like tens of millions of dollars. You got to write.
crazy.
You got to write the shit down and you run it over from whatever in the pit.
I played rugby with a guy who went on to do that, and part of what allowed him to be in the pit was he was 6'4".
You got to move around.
So
it's wild in there.
Yeah, like you wanted a little size to you,
and everyone's on cocaine.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to keep up. And Sean, when you have a Kalshi account, you can tell your wife or significant other that you're options trading.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so
sounds real fancy.
Then they're not saying that you're just going to go live bet the Thursday night game doesn't sound as good.
Ryan Omani Jones is pushing back. He said your Chase Brown number you gave out 48.5.
All right.
And now
why are you bringing this up?
He's saying which book has 11.5. He's seeing 15.5 everywhere. That 15.5 sounds way too high.
Well, he's going to be in trouble because I think JJ was actually my bookie.
I'm seeing Underdog has him at 15.5. So shop around. I'm sure you can find the 11.5 that Kramer's not a guy pulling Fugazi lines.
Blue Book has 11.5.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Yeah. Check out the Blue Book.
My bookie also does, and another friend of ours near the equator has 11.5.
There you go.
Now you've angered me.
Well, don't get mad at me. Get mad at Omni.
BetMGM has a yellow Jamie Foxx. If you want to be upset.
CJ, what's your next prop?
I'm going to do a double prop here, if you don't mind. I'm going to give you my third and fourth at the same time because they're kind of correlated. They kind of go together. If it's an if bet, maybe. If not, whatever. Mixing and matching. Speaking of quarterbacks and running, which has been a theme today, let's go to the real quarterback matchup down in Cleveland. There, Tennessee Titans, Shedeur, Cam Ward.
Get your popcorn ready.
Cam Ward, I know. I was burnt last week on the Cam Ward rushing yard prop ladder.
Yes,
I gave out a ladder. Very annoying. Before having his worst game of the season last week, which followed his best game of the season the week before versus Seattle, he had two, three reasons why I went with the rushing ladder is because the coaches told him to start running the ball more, and it was part of his development. It started making his passing game better, and he had 3 attempts for 35, 6 attempts for 40, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. And then last week he went back to 1 for 7 for some reason. I think this is we've been watching these two go after each other in the off season, the workout videos, they jab each other. Whatever one does, the other one's going to want to do. I think I'm going to go over 2.5 rushing attempts for Cam Ward. I think that's the rushing attempt. And with that, Shedeur's not going to let him get away with that. His rushing attempts is also 2.5.
Ooh.
I'm going to go Shedeur and Cam Ward, 3 separate props over 2.5 rushing
He
attempts.
does have to run forward, though. Shedeur.
He does have to run. He does have to run forward. Sacks. Both of these guys.
But sack yards don't count against your rushing yards like in college.
For both these guys, who both will be taking some deep sacks. Cam especially will be running for his life, obviously, against the amazing Browns defensive line. And so I think he'll make it a point of order. It's minus 130, and I think there's no way Shedeur's not going to be running.
Yeah.
In a game like he knows he just has to match Cam Ward. It means everything. Jersey swap game.
You're going to want to stay tuned to later in the show.
Oh, okay.
I was about to leave.
Yeah, I was going to clock out. This one, now we're getting some updated injury news that maybe this guy won't end up playing, but I think it's still fine to fire on it now. If he doesn't end up playing, I still think we can rotate here. Marcus Mariota, under a half interception.
Who?
You're getting Mariota. You're getting plus 115 for this for Marcus Mariota right now. I say play it. If Jaden Daniels ends up starting, I think you can take his no interception as well. This is just a fade of the Vikings defense. They've only had 3 interceptions all season, second lowest in the league, only to the Jets, who have 0 interceptions somehow. How that doesn't happen, how they're not good. I don't think they have a turnover on domestic soil. I think their only turnovers were like fumble recoveries in that London game.
That's a great way to frame a football trend. Domestically,
domestically, Jets have not been generating turnovers, but neither of the Vikings. Only 3 interceptions all season long. So you're getting plus 115 with Marcus Mariota not to throw a pick. I think if Jaden Daniels comes in, the price will be lower, but I still think it would be playable. So
he likes to throw the ball downfield more. So I guess that makes his riskier, I think.
Jaden Daniels?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
but he has a lower interception rate in general. So
yeah,
this to me is just a fade of the Vikings' ability to get interceptions.
And what were the odds?
Mariota's plus 115,
Okay.
not to throw a pick.
For a no.
Yeah,
I like that.
I'm in on it. Kramer?
Hopefully, no one is dissenting in the chat about that price. Get angry.
Okay. No, it just seems like that guy has a beef with your price. And
all right, so maybe I'll let him price my next one, maybe, because we're just going to keep with the system of quarterback rushing yards. This almost feels like the Chase Brown handicap in that it's very rudimentary and borderline dumb. Caleb Williams in 5 of the last 6 has gone over 20 rushing yards. His number is 19.5. Last week he went 5 for 13, but before that 4 for 21, 4 for 26, 8 for 63, 5 for 53, 3 for 24. He's going against a team that at times show a little bit of a pass rush with Michael Parsons, and he's been, as the kids have said, zesty as fuck at times. And what did we hear last week from your Philadelphia Eagles, Sean? They were shocked.
he was really fast.
They were shocked at how fast he was. Almost like he's getting the wide angle treatment.
Yeah, I was just going to say he did get some wide angle treatment there. They were so shocked about his top end speed. Maybe it's the fingernail polish. That's the way you trick him. But yeah, he's got a zesty stride.
I don't know who it was that the quote, but the exact quote was, "He's a lot faster than you expect." So,
which is normally something you say about a white guy.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Just someone you don't expect to be fast.
Unexpected speed.
I mean, look, as a white guy, the best compliment you can get was, "I didn't expect you to be that fast."
Or athletic, anything. Yeah.
I mean, just
sneaky athletic is the preferred term.
But when you get the fast one, that's a good one. Anyway, so Caleb Williams over 19.5 rushing yards. Hopefully the chat is okay with that number. You know what? I'll say this. Caleb Williams, I'll play it up to 24.5.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not, we talked about, we had this conversation about price sensitivity. All price sensitivity gets you is a non-winning bet.
There you go.
That's true.
CJ, what do you got?
All right. This is my 5th and final regular prop because of my 2-step there.
Oh, I like that.
Cam Ward.
Yeah.
Gotta throw one of my Jags in there. Of course, they got a big game this weekend versus the Colts.
CJ, 13-4 still in play.
Yes, and the 1 seed, Liam Cohen, still in play.
Is Trevor Lawrence MVP still in play if they get the 1 seed?
That's
no.
If they get the 1 seed, Sean,
100% a go. All analytics say 100% a go.
100% a no. on Trevor Lawrence.
I haven't
MVP.
shredded the ticket yet.
I can shred it.
Yeah, my Lawrence tickets are definitely ripped up, but none of my Jags tickets, inclting my juicy Jacksonville Seattle parlay to win the divisions there. Seattle well over.
Was that the late night we
that
laid
was a
on
late
the
night.
recliners?
Seattle was plus 500 and Jacksonville was like what did we get them at 320 or something like that?
It was like 380,
Oh
I think.
my god.
Yeah, we kind of were scoffing at the price the same way.
Yeah. We were laughing like, how could you put the Colts ahead of them? Well, we found out the first 8 weeks, but now it's coming. Now it's coming down to fruition.
Regression's happening.
Yeah, regression is
fast for the
definitely
Colts.
happening, and I'm not even saying that people are. I think the Jaguars are going, or Jags will win. I don't think the Colts are falling apart by any means. I mean, they're still competing. You know, they're heading in the wrong direction. But the quarterback does have a broken leg.
Yeah.
I mean, he literally has a broken leg.
One has a broken leg and the other has a broken eye.
That's right. And
Riley Leonard must really suck.
Lawrence has been playing better. I've been telling you, I said a couple weeks ago, when they played the Chargers, it was the first time I saw Liam Cohen's offense run the way he wants it run, where there was no pre-motion penalties. There was tons of those in the beginning of the season. Obviously, it took a while for it to stick. And Lawrence does look good. I mean, he still makes some interceptions, but at least he's pushing the ball downfield, which I don't mind risky Lawrence. That's all we want is a couple little YOLO Lawrence. Anyway, Jacoby Myers, maybe one of the best in season, slept on trades they made. He's changed their offense. I'm not going to say they're better without Brian Thomas, but Jacoby Myers does
Very reliable.
runs the routes, professional. He just got there a month ago.
Yeah.
And he's already got 6 targets in each of 4 of his last 5 games. He scored in each of his last 2 weeks. He's getting 14 yards a catch in his last 3 weeks. Sauce Gardner will be out in this game, of course. Last week, he had 98 yards and a touchdown. You can go with lots of. His total's 4.5 receptions, 53.5 yards, 19.5 longest reception. I like all of them. I'm going to go with yards, 53.5. You can beat these Colts through the air. And, yeah, I expect a nice, decent scoring game. I see this as like a 30-23 game.
They, you can tell the coaching staff really likes Jacoby Myers because he gets the treatment of like it's been really refreshing.
Yes,
to see the way that he works.
Right,
You know what I mean?
They're
Like,
always surprised.
well, I think what they did inadvertently was they leveled up the whole room because they brought in a vet that it seems like maybe they didn't have anyone in the room showing.
That's true. Yeah,
showing
Brian
the
Thomas
young
and Travis
fellas.
Hunter and whatnots, and even
Oh yeah, when
Bobby
your best
Brown,
player is
right.
a young guy, it can be tricky. Having Malik Neighbors in that situation, same kind of thing. You kind of need a voice that is an older voice that can.
And look
anyway.
look what happened. You had Brian Thomas in there running 70 yards down the field to throw a block. I mean,
That he looked like a different. I know
Yeah.
a very very small sample size, but he looked like a different player.
yeah, I love it. Love our Jags too.
You think he's 100% back, Brian Thomas?
I think the fact that he can be like because having Brenton Strange
That
and
getting
Jacoby
him back
Myers,
is big.
two guys
Brent,
that
yeah,
are like reliable targets, allows Brian Thomas to not be as relied upon. Also shows you how dynamic this offense will be when they get all the parts going, because it does seem like they're building, and even the running back, the way they've deployed the running backs and getting Tootin going a little bit more. Like this is a team that we're gonna blink our eyes and they're gonna be sitting atop the AFC.
they're gonna be off to college before you know it. We've been raising them. And then where did the time go? They're a little inconsistent, but they're starting to put together a little bit.
God loves Jags this year. Bijan Robinson under 65.5 rushing yards. You know, Seattle's pretty good at slowing down the run game. You look at total rushing yards to the running back, top of the league. I think, to your point, Ryan, we were talking on the pick show, maybe they get Bijan going in the passing game, but I don't think they're going to be able to pound the rock. Also, game script, I think they could be behind and need to throw. So Bijan getting a bunch of rushing yards, I don't see it. I think this is more about if they do get him involved, it's going to be in the receiving game. So give me Bijan under 65.5 rushing yards.
They've surrendered 6 or more receptions to the running back 7 times this year.
Yeah.
And I think with Bijan, it's a volume game, and I'm with you, or I'm with what we said on the pick show, that I think this is a game where you can play him in the receiving game. You know, Seattle has not been, they've been elite in a lot of areas of defense this year. Running backs in the passing game have not been that. The first 2 weeks of the year, Sean, they gave up 109 receiving yards to the running back for the Niners, and then the Steelers went 7 for 102. I think Bijan, you can play the 35.5. That's gone 9-3 to the over this year for Bijan, but I'm going to stick to the over longest reception 14.5.
Oh,
That's
okay.
also gone 9-3 to the over this year. And I think just in general, if you're going to give me 5 chances at it, I think one of those goes for 15 yards.
Yeah.
And the one nice thing we can say about the Falcons, which we said kind of as a negative towards the Jets on the pick show, but they often have dudes running with no one else around them. And it does seem to be once a game Bijan in some sort of weird, arrow route or screen pass. So Bijan Robinson over 14.5 longest receptions.
Love that.
And I do. I have another. I know people like the privates, but in this game,
Yeah.
just an alert for people. Kirk
Okay.
Cousins interception is -110
-110.
at the Green Book right now as we sit.
All right. Here you go.
That's crazy. They just had 4 interceptions.
Yeah.
Right.
No, Seattle's going to turn him over. Devon Vele over 35.5 receiving yards. Obviously, he had a monster game against the Miami Dolphins, 93
Damn it.
yards.
Me and CJ both flirted with the Vele ladders this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I do
Not
have,
this week, but this year. It was too early. It was a couple weeks. I think week 11 I went for it.
well, clearly Tyler Shuck likes him. 7-target game against the Falcons 2 weeks ago. Now he only got 3 catches for 37, but seemed to hit his stride here against the Dolphins. 8 targets, 8 catches, 93 yards, and this is also a fate of the Tampa Bay Bucs defense. I think they're going to be able to throw on him. This Bucs defense is not. I mean, I don't know what's happened to it. It's really fallen off, and I'm sure a lot of it's injuries, but whatever Todd Bowles is doing over there is not working. So give me Devon Vele over 35.5 receiving yards.
I think someone's going to call into the pregame show and scold you for doubting Todd Bowles so strongly. It's going to
Really?
I think so.
Who?
I don't know. Just kind of like they called you out for
Oh.
taking the time. I think there's a certain element. You're turning hard on Todd Bowles, and
No, I just don't think they're. Have you
you
thought
might
their
re-
defense has played well?
no. I think they can play better for sure.
Yeah.
I think they've had some injuries that haven't helped, but I don't think they've been as ass as you've kind of lambasted them over the last couple
Who's
of
that?
days.
Just Tampa Bay secondary.
Yeah.
Well,
Just the defense in general.
well, I'll add on to this because I was considering a Vele ladder
Oh,
for today. But I'll go to the bullpen. I got plenty of ladders.
a Vele ladder.
A Vele
ladder.
But just to add on to your stats there, no, Tampa Bay secondary, the receivers they've given up yards to is pretty wild. Matt Collins, 100 yards.
Yes.
Tyrell Shavers, 90
Oh,
yards.
I mean, he's a tough cover.
He is. I'm not saying his cover. So is Vele. And like we said, we were early.
Oh,
His route participation jumped from 27% to 91%.
he's in.
It wasn't just a Shaheed leaving. I think it was literally Brandon Cooks leaving. That's where he really vaulted up. And then his target share also went from what was it? Insane, 33% to 74 on his routes run. But just absolutely insane. I mean, Tyrell Shavers is a tough cover, but Matt Collins 100 yards is inexcusable.
No, I'm telling you, I think they're going to be able to throw on him. Stay tuned to my ladder.
I like Vele.
All right,
Love Vele.
let's put together a little Underdog entry. I'm seeing a nice boost in here. Shout out to the good folks over at Underdog. Promo code SGPN. Play $5, get $100 in bonus funds. CJ, what do you like in an Underdog entry for this weekend?
Underdog entry. Well, let's see here. We've been going great with the targets, right?
Yeah.
We tried to play one the other day, but it wasn't up.
Yeah,
yet.
we tried to play a JSN targets. I don't think it was live yet. But
Mm.
what do you like target wise?
Well,
CJ?
for doing targets,
Something with Max Brosmer? No, he's out. We were joking that Max Brosmer was targeting the right people the entire
Yes.
time. It was just the ball was nowhere close.
It was crazy how he was making great reads and then just making the worst
I could see.
throw.
Yeah, I could
The
see how.
worst throw.
I could see how you'd want to leak out that he was much more mentally prepared than JJ McCarthy.
Because he can't actually throw a football.
Yeah, that was obviously a big downside to his game, but
yeah, that's the fun of the targets. You look for inaccurate quarterbacks that will.
No, there we go. I grabbed some ladder content on the way to the office this morning.
oh hell yeah! Share that with the audience.
Well,
right?
yeah, I'm getting there. While CJ takes a look at his opportunities over there on his projections.
Yeah, let me take a look at a few projections.
Oh, look
here.
at that.
All right, I'll talk.
Look at this guy.
Oh, there you go.
Ladder to nowhere.
Oh wow, that's insane.
Going on the 2 South. It looks like there.
Yep. Coming down the mountain.
What about this one? This is one that Rhythm likes. I could take. I was considering playing it, but it is not. I thought I might have to lay some juice, but Underdog has this as just a regular play.
What's that?
David Njoku, higher 1.5 receptions. What do you think of this one, Kramer? Is it because it might be considered positive for Shador? I think you could play this and still not like Shador because
I would prefer.
I know Fannon's his
Yeah,
guy,
yeah.
but the Fannon number is way higher.
Yeah. Yeah, to me, I'm playing him, or I'm playing like if I wanted to be optimistic about,
No, but
I would play Isaiah
designed easy
Bond.
stuff.
No, I would say 7.5 receiving yards. Isaiah Bond. That's been the guy that Shador is clearly throwing the most with. We saw the tantrum that Jerry Jeudy throw on the sideline, yelling at him.
Mm-hmm.
That would, if you want it, like that would be where I would go.
All right, we don't need to play that.
No,
CJ, what do you like?
Give me the Donnie Mitchell looks. How about targets? How about
Oh,
Okay.
that's it.
let's not worry about him catching the ball.
That's
Let's
it.
just get the confidence, because
That's
they
it.
have confidence. Donnie
They don't
Mitchell.
have it up.
He's the only wide receiver they have.
These
No-
cowards.
No number.
No targets number.
All right. And that.
Do we even have? Let's see if we have target. Maybe there's a. Oh, you can actually search by category. Oh wow, unlocked a new. If you search by category, it just pulls up everything it has for targets. So, yeah. Oh, they only have the Thursday night game for targets. So
Shoot.
kind of lame.
Donnie Mitchell's a perfect target share. Terry
It's
McLaurin.
his 3.5 receptions,
Really?
Do we like the receptions?
47.5 yards. I mean, my opinion is that he looks good, and
He does look good.
he looks good, and there will be opportunities in this game.
30% team target percentage over the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, no, he's playing like an alpha receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I could make the case for both the better prices on the yards.
Yeah, for sure.
It's anti-spicy to take the receptions.
Yeah, let's go with Donnie Mitchell, higher 47.5 receiving
Perfect.
yards. 80. Let's go, because he could hit a deep one.
Absolutely.
Tyrod definitely could hit
He
a deep
has
one.
a team league high 59.9% of this team's air yards.
Yeah, come on, let's go.
And I'm sure if you look at the intended air yards, it might even be higher.
Talk about the intended air yards.
We could throw that Kirk Cousins interception on here
Oh, that's fun.
Yep, for
yeah,
sure.
from the
Absolutely.
private stock.
Love it.
100% a go. Kirk Cousins, higher
right.
interceptions thrown.
What else? I feel like we should have one that comes out of your brain, Sean.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I like the Tyrod rushing yards, but we're already on something there for the Jets. Oh, well, this will be revealed in my latter portion, but Tyler Shuck, shout out to the Shuckleheads, as CJ coined.
It almost sounds like offensive.
Shucklehead?
Yeah, just not if I just like close my eyes and got called that, I'd be like, whoa, what's that?
This is insane. 218.5 passing yards higher.
Okay.
Tyler Shuck, $100 entry returns you $600, or you can get a little bit more with a little profit boost. Okay, so we got for those playing along at home, Tyler Shuck higher 218.5, Kirk Cousins higher interception, and a Donnie Mitchell higher 47.5 receiving yards. With a nice, I got a 40% boost. Going to be using that. Bink.
They just keep feeding me soccer and tennis boosts now.
Well, they know you're too sharp, Ryan, in the National Football League. And of course, also we're brought to you by Novig. Kramer was just talking about some props he found over on Novig, America's #1 sports prediction market. Of course, spend $5, get $50 when you use the promo code SGPN. Available in a ton of states. Download the Novig app today. Fire off that promo code SGPN and get started today. Novig, promo code SGPN. All right, we got ladders, we got DGen only. I keep alluding to this, but I'll start first with the ladders. The last 4 quarterbacks against the Tampa Bay Bucks all had 270 plus yards. 2 have thrown 300 yards. Even the last time they played the Saints, Rattler and Shuck combined for 264 passing yards against his defense. You got to go back to September 15th. CJ Stroud, 209 was the last time a quarterback went under the lowest rung of this ladder. So Tyler Shuck laddering his passing yards, 250s plus 182, 275 plus 320, which he already has one of those games in his kitty so far. 300 yards plus 580, 325 plus 920 for Tyler Shuck and the Saints.
Good luck.
Thank you. Kramer really hates the Tyler Shuck optimism.
No, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I see it. I mean, it happened. It just happened. I understand.
Shuckster, is that better than a Shucklehead?
No, I think Shucklehead's an elite name. It's
Yeah,
like
Shucklehead.
if you cause me to think something's going on,
Yeah.
Well,
that's a great name.
He had 239 against Miami, 243 against Atlanta, at Carolina 282. So division game.
No, look, they're 8.5-point dogs. You don't have to explain. I understand. it.
Trailing script is certainly
Yeah.
a possibility.
Listen, and
It's
there
just a fate of the Bucs.
Bucks are a pass funnel. I get it.
a montage went out yesterday of his highlights. I don't know if it was supposed to be sarcastic or not, just because people because of the reaction people have with Tyler Shuck. But like, I've been saying this. I'm not saying he's but anywhere near as good or consistent like that. But like, even from his first game, even that blowout versus the Rams where they only had the ball for 17 minutes, you saw some throws. You're like, oh, okay, I see why he is a high draft pick quarterback. Like why they think he's an NFL quarterback. He does make 4 or 5 like NFL throws a start that you don't see from.
I did see a redraft have him go ahead of Cam Ward.
I mean, I would have go that far, but like, who knows?
Well, they had him go in the top 5.
Sure.
Bucks third in the league pass yards allowed. So feel like 218.5, way too low, and certainly a ceiling outcome has potential. Kramer, what's your ladder for NFL Week 14?
Well, as CJ mentioned, while Cam Ward doesn't have to play against Shedeur Sanders directly, he is definitely going to want to beat Shedeur's ass. We've seen the clips from various I don't want to call them documentaries, like vlogs that you can find on the internet. I also think, like CJ mentioned, that Cam Ward started to come alive when he was moving around, and in some ways, I think Sean, you asked the question, why did he stop running? If you can answer that question, like why didn't he run last week against the Jags? Great question. I don't know.
Question.
1 for 7 yards only, which by the way, his number is 9.5. And so he almost got there with only 1 rush attempt. The previous 2 weeks, as you mentioned, 6 for 37, 3 for 33. We're playing a rushing ladder for Cam Ward, where if he just does what he did against the Seahawks and the Texans, we're talking about plus 790 to get over 30 yards. Plus 530 to go over 25, 305 to get over 20, plus 180 to get over 15, and 10 yards or more is even money. So
good luck.
I mean, again, this seems very clear to me. You have the pass rush element. You have you have a situation where I do think he's more likely to go off structure this game to try to win the game. And I certainly, even when you look at the Browns, like even if you take a look at what the Browns have done,
4th fewest quarterback rush yards allowed in the league.
Yes, that's like, I can't argue that point, but
he only needs a couple to break a couple of these.
What I would tell you is they did a great job shutting down Lamar Jackson. Can't argue that point.
Yeah.
But other than that, they have not played mobile quarterbacks. They've actually played a comical array of pocket passers. But if you look at the ones, Jordan Love, so Joe Burrow, pocket passer. Jordan Love gets over this with 18 yards. Goff, scratch that off. Whatever you want to call about the Brosmer Wentz game. Wentz got 12 yards. That's going over this rushing total. Aaron Rodgers, Tua, they're not trying to run. Drake May, 7 for 50. Justin Fields went for 28. So, and then Geno Smith, not a runner. Brock Purdy, not necessarily a runner. So I think while you're right with your number, it's very disingenuous of you to bring that up because they have not, I wouldn't say they've been elite against guys who actually want to run the ball.
But I guess, yeah, I mean,
the whole thesis is he's going to want to run the ball this week.
Okay.
Because he wants to beat Shedeur's ass
by running. All right.
You can't, I mean, you have to, if you're Cam Ward, you have to realize that loosened up the game for you a little bit.
I agree.
So
I agree with you, but I just don't understand why he's taken so many games off not running the ball.
Right.
Well, that's what I can't get a good answer.
He just started to do it a couple weeks ago, and coaches have no better evidence to say, listen, when you stopped doing it last week, you had your worst game of the season. Yeah. The week before, you had your best game of the season,
and also just to see
versus Seattle,
how low the top of the ladder is.
Yeah, very low.
That's crazy.
Listen, I eyed it, but I couldn't run it back to back. I threw it on VSiN last week, but all the luck to you.
Well, maybe that's why I went under.
No, I mean I'm just burned from it from last week being on the Cam Ward rushing yards.
Oh, that's what this is about.
Yeah, no, I don't want to.
And you're a Shador honk.
Yeah,
you and the CU aunties are fucking sipping your tea.
I got my Shador poster up.
I'm gonna get you a CU auntie shirt.
CU auntie, like how do you spell that?
Like Colorado University.
Oh, okay.
CU,
CU,
and then
aunties.
aunties.
Oh,
Like,
I like that.
yeah, you're not familiar with it? It's a group of women who started rooting for Shador.
Unks and aunties, that kind of situation.
Yeah. And so they've been traveling to watch him play now that he's starting. So you don't want to mess with them.
CJ, I'm sure you got a great ladder cooking up over there.
Not to be confused with the See You next Tuesday.
No, that's
All right. I had.
Well, that's where my brain goes.
That's what it sounded like.
Oh,
It sounded like it was a thing about. I do have a couple great ladders. One was a Devon Vele, and I won't give that out. Maybe on Beeson if people aren't listening.
Stay tuned.
If speaking of, he just does what he does last week. If Vele does what he does last week.
Oh my God.
That's plus 980.
I know.
For 90 yards,
Golly.
for crying out loud. I mean, what are we talking about? 100 yards is 15-1 there. Just absolutely insane. But I'll go to the holster here. Bring out the bullpen here. Someone I wanted to get involved in. He might have also been involved in the Degen parlay, and that is Blake Corum.
Nice.
For the Rams, he has been not taking over, obviously, but I mean, his percentage of share has been going way up there.
Yeah.
As matching up with Kyron. He's maintained a 33% overall snap share and 40% of the Rams rushing attempts.
Pretty good.
Blake Corum. That's pretty good. You're talking about a 60-40.
Basically a split, you know.
It's basically a split, and he has split 50-50 from inside the 5 as well. That's stay tuned for the parlay part. But Arizona run defense, I mean, they've been started out strong. They're just treading water now. It's
Yeah,
just all
Arizona
over the
defense
place.
in general is also
Yes.
kind of falling apart.
Absolutely not. Yeah, they've given up 15 touchdowns to the running backs. Only, I can see a script here where both running backs get 100 yards in this game.
Yeah.
Especially if the Rams get up ahead in the second half and they start the way. They're just going to run all single day. So Blake Corum's ladder is kind of, I was a little surprised. That's why I kind of went with it here. It's only 32 yards to get it out of the shed here for Blake Corum. And I'm gonna fall right ahead. We're gonna 53 yards is plus 210. We'll skip up 73 yards, 5-1, 82 yards, plus 800, 93, 13, 15. For a 100-yard game, I think Blake Corum get 100 yards, 23-1.
Well, and to add to that, if I'm not mistaken, Kyron Williams
A little banged up.
is dealing with a knee injury.
When isn't he?
Ankle. And it sounded like they went out of their way to kind of compliment Blake Corum in the press conference this week.
And he passes the eye test. He even broke a run, which was his knock before that. He wouldn't have.
He looked quick. He looked shifty.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I was just looking at the carries number, 14.5 for Kyron, 8.5 for Blake Corum.
That's a good prop.
I think we're going to learn news as the week goes on, and we're going to see those two numbers come together. I wouldn't be surprised if this is an excellent play, CJ.
Thank you very much. Let me look at the rushing attempt ladder. I didn't even think about that. That's fantastic.
I wonder if it's open, but certainly it does seem like there's Kyron Williams is certainly
They only have Kyron.
going to be banged. Like, I don't think he's going to be 100% to start. And, who knows? You get lucky with a little gets dinged up in the first quarter.
And if they have a lead, why would they push it with Kyron?
Fucking moonshot.
Yeah.
Love that. I love that for you, CJ.
Great call there, CJ. All right, time for
I'm a degenerate.
Degen parlay. We love a good reverse correlation. We also love the idea that the Cincinnati Bengals can't stop the tight ends. Very simple, but this formula is it's worked for me in the past. Austin Hooper back in the day. Give me Dawson Knox 2 touchdowns and Bengals money line plus 14685. Very simple formula. Bengals led up 2 receiving touchdowns to Dawson Knox. Dalton Kincaid's kind of coming back, but if you look at the pricing, right now they have Dalton Kincaid's 2 touchdowns, 18-1. Dawson Knox 2 touchdowns, 33-1. Maybe that he's came back and then his hamstring did something with his knee. He's practicing. He's wearing a brace.
Are they offering a Jackson Hawes 2 touchdowns?
Jackson Hawes 2 touchdowns.
Ooh.
Now, My read on the Dalton Kincaid situation is that if he plays, he's not going to be 100%.
Yeah.
And so I would, it's always weird when you add an injury when you're rehabbing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I certainly like the angle.
Jackson Hawes, they're not offering 2 touchdowns, but his anytime, which I think is certainly in play. Dawson Knox anytime is plus 320. That's solid in and of its own right. Let me see if I can find a Jackson Hawes.
Let's see here, because also
no, they're not offering any Jackson Hawes. That's interesting.
Is he hurt or something?
He might be out because usually he's in there. So Dawson Knox 2 touchdowns and Bengals money line plus 14685.
Wow,
Kramer
146 to 1.
Yeah,
great,
nice job.
Thank you.
Well done.
You were way more supportive of CJ's play than mine.
No, I like this one. I was in my head. I was thinking if Jackson Hawes is healthy, doing a version where you have Knox and Hawes anytime.
Oh yeah,
with the same angle. And you played the money line, correct?
Yes.
All right. So I'm it's dawned on me that while I've hit some of the single pillars of my defensive anytime round robin, I'm not giving it out on this show all season. So I'm bringing it back as the DGen play for this week. 3 defenses, all to score a touchdown. We're going to round robin it all the way down to playing them by themselves.
Okay.
Washington plus 850.
Love it.
And this is defense only. We're not playing. That's why
no way JJ McCarthy gives up a touchdown.
I mean, right? Jacksonville plus 850. Daniel Jones playing with a broken leg.
Josh Hines Allen on a heater.
And the Rams plus 650.
Oh, Jacoby Brissett. I'd hate to see it, but I could see
all
it.
3 hit. We're talking plus 67587. So 675 to 1. Washington with Jacksonville is 89 to 1, and Jacksonville with the Rams and Washington with the Rams is 70 to 1. And so, yeah, we're going to spread a couple units across that. I've actually gotten aggressive with these. I go, I essentially go like a half prop unit on each of the anytimes, and then just half it on the way up.
Half it on the way up.
Yeah. So
Always half the same people on the way up as you do on the way down.
so we're hitting this one this week. 675 to 1.
Yes.
CJ,
Life-changing money.
what do you got here?
I have the 2x4s we've been working with. This is a 4x4.
Oh wow.
This is
Wow.
the 2 touchdowns seems to be a little ambitious sometimes.
Too
It just
ambitious?
Seems like it's a fun ride if you catch it early. That can be really disappointing. I mean, it's fun when it comes in, but it kind of veers the handicap. You want the handicap of the guys you think are going to score, and you hate to have a loser when they only get 1 measly touchdown.
It's true. It's true. Okay,
know
so
what I
what's a 4x4?
So we got 4 anytimes
Okay.
Okay.
and someone to throw 4 touchdowns. So it's 4 plus the 4. That's where the 4 always comes.
Okay.
Up.
Okay.
And just to spice it up a little bit, within the 4, it's from 2 games, 2 in the same game. So it divided them in 2, 2, 2, 4.
The mathematician might say maybe it's 4 and 4.
4 and 4.
Yeah,
4 and 4.
Yeah, like a drink almost.
Yeah.
I'll take a 4 and 4.
Sounds like a 4 and 4 for my 4x4. All right, I already mentioned Blake Corum. He's plus 280 for anytime touchdown. By the way,
Bet that now.
fantastic price. Bet that now before the Kyron Williams news comes out.
Yep.
Like I said, he's getting 50% of the carries inside the 5-yard line, let alone 40% of all the carries.
Oh, I love this price. Let me write this down.
Arizona's given up 15 touchdowns to running backs, which is 6th worst in the league. So that's a lock in there. Same game, which is crazy. It's a cheaper price, but I also like him today. Colby Parkinson, the tight end there, who's just been absolutely. He's got 3 touchdowns in his last 4 games ever since Higbee's been out. Arizona not good against.
Almost had
annoying
that
'cause
first touchdown when he got
get-
knocked out at the half-yard line.
Yeah, I got Higbee in one of my best ball teams that's
Bastard.
doing well, and Parkinson's killing it.
Parkinson's killing him. 3 out of 4 touchdowns. So he's at plus 210. So you got Corum, Parkinson. Now we'll go over to that Washington, Minnesota game, which you mentioned. Chris Rodriguez, he's their RB1. It's weird. I mean, he gets he gets all the goal line carries. He's not going to chuck up all the yards, but he's plus 200 anytime touchdown. But her RB1, listen.
Kroksky Merritt was not the fantasy savior that everyone
was not the savior.
Oh, delete your team. Get Kroksky Merritt.
You know he was named after Bill Crosby.
No, Bill Cosby.
That's amazing. Bill.
Bing Crosby.
Yeah, like the cartoon. And in that same game, Jordan Mason plus 110. Aaron Jones is iffy right now. If he goes, even if it doesn't matter. Mason will get a bulk of the carries. They already kind of, not the bulk of carries, but they will say he will be getting opportunities anyway. He's their goal line back, regardless of Aaron Jones's health. Against Washington's defense, I think you get a nice price there. That alone, if you just want those 4 guys anytime touchdowns, that's 74 to 1.
Yes, and
But when you want to make this a 4 and 4, easy, heavy on the 4.
it's a 4 and 4 on the rocks.
P Dids in the chat saying when you're combining the 2 4s, you're going 4 Loco.
Okay.
I like that. All right.
That's a great name.
Do they still do the 4 Loco?
Yeah, but the fucking communists made you. They made you dilute the alcohol, caffeine. It's called 4 Loco. It's not 4 Loco.
Did the same shit with NyQuil.
Yeah.
Tear it apart.
Yeah.
They really. I mean, in the 20s, it was a simpler time.
I mean, it was wild. When it was out the gate off the boxes, that was a wild time.
When they were just like, "Hey, you can have this energy drink mixed
with malt liquor."
Yeah, it's like vodka Red Bull and steroids and $3.
It showed up at the right time for our age group.
Yeah, we're probably the perfect age group too.
Because we were willing to drink that.
There'll be a class action lawsuit in 20 years. Did you consume a lot of 4 Loco in your 20s? If so, you may be entitled to a large cash settlement. All right, let's recap.
Hold on. Let me talk.
Let
me make that 4 Loco.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
I only gave a 4. I got to add the Loco.
Oh, sorry. I forgot you had the Loco.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
The Loco pumps it up from 74 to 1 to 757 to 1. Plus 7, all those numbers. If you toss in a very reasonable Jordan Love 4 touchdown passes,
boy,
which is at plus 910 against this 29th ranked EPA Bears defense. I think the Packers, the way to get to Jordan Love, we all know, is to rush the passer. The Bears are also 28th in the league in rushing the passer. I think Love is going to have a field day back there on his back leg YOLOs, especially now that he's focusing on Watson to go deep. And the offense has been different last couple weeks. So 4 touchdowns, I don't think is that unreasonable. Plus 910, 4 and 4 Loco, 757 to 1.
That is a very electric price. You somehow managed to one up my 675 to 1.
You rascal, you. All right, so for me, my props: Tyrod Taylor over 23.5 rushing yards, Patrick Mahomes to throw an interception, Marcus Mariota not to throw an interception, Devon Vele over 35.5 receiving yards, Bijan Robinson under 65.5 rushing yards, ladder Tyler Shuck passing yards starting at 250 all the way up to 325. In my DGen only, Dawson Knox 2 touchdowns and the Bengals money line 146 to 1. Kramer.
All right, props. We got Josh Allen over 27.5 pass attempts, JJ McCarthy over 11.5 rushing yards, but play it up to 15.5. Chase Brown over 49.5 rushing yards, play it up to 70 if you'd like. Caleb Williams over 19.5 rushing yards. Bijan Robinson over 14.5 longest reception. Private stock, Kirk Cousins interception. Patrick Mahomes over 21.5 rushing yards. Blake Corum anytime touchdown plus 280 thanks to the laddie daddy next to me. Ladder Cam Ward rushing yards. The top of the ladder pays plus 790 for 30 yards, and then the defensive anytime touchdown, Washington, Jacksonville, and the Rams, all 3 hit plus 67587. CJ,
I'm still laughing about when Sean brought up that the Browns have the 4th best defense against quarterback rushing, and you said that's disingenuous for you to bring up. It was a character issue.
Yeah,
it was an assassination.
I like to get all the info out there. I think it's good to have a nice back and forth.
The guy showing up on the news debate program with the framed statistics. I don't like that.
No, to me, it's the simplest statistic.
It's also framed.
No, okay.
All right.
It's a frame job, CJ.
Prop recap real quick. It's a frame job. Danielle Hunter over quarter of a sack at -120, or the full sack at +150, however you want to play that. Tyrod Taylor over 23.5 rushing yards. Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders both over 2.5 rushing attempts. Separate bets, separate bath. Jacoby Myers over 53.5 receiving yards. A Blake Corum rushing ladder all the way up to 100 yards. And a touchdown parlay for Loco. Blake Corum, Colby Parkinson, Chris Rodriguez, Jordan Mason, Jordan Love to throw 4 touchdowns.
I do like the Love. I like the idea of that game being a little bit of a shootout.
It's Lambeau Field. It's going to be pretty cold.
I know. I just have a. I don't know. Call it a feeling.
Usually it's the wind that would mess things up. If it's cold and not windy, you're totally fine there for
not a
good passing
totals
condition.
guy. Not a totals guy.
All right. Hey, good times as always. Make sure to check out CJ Sullivan, Bottom Line Bombs, or wherever. On Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Also, 3 Generates.
Yep.
Check them out.
Should be going live in a couple minutes. If Hannibal texts me back, who knows?
Stay tuned. And then check him out on the College Football Show with Colby and Moneyline Mac. Congrats to CJ and Moneyline Mac in a box, defeating us in the College Football Picks contest.
Quick update on that, and I'm not here to gloat or anything, but I mean, we all know what happened. If you're watching, you guys went 7-0. You poured the Gatorade over yourselves, and then you
went 7-14.
You crumbled down the stretch, right? We passed you guys a little bit. We got the win. No big deal. What the real news story is of that on last night's show when it came up, Colby, who's not afraid to hit the transfer portal.
No.
And take the NIL money.
Throwing us under the bus.
He threw both of you under the bus. Said, I can only do the TMZ games. I can, blah. I don't have the menu you guys have that me and Matt can do. So he's already hit the portal. He's not coming to us.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have him. But he's already recruiting his brother in. So now he wants.
I do think we need to have this is what we're going to do next year.
We're going to name our team TMZ. We're going to
kick their
teams.
Ass. Colby's going to have his own team.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dan
Me and
Brothers.
Sean will have a team.
Yep.
And then
Mac and the Bronx.
Mac and CJ.
For sure. Sean was in the chat room. Actually, he blessed us with it in the chat room and just called Colby a hoe the entire time.
Well, again,
Lane Kiffin style, right?
You can't turn a hoe into a housewife. We gave him a good, nice home.
Yeah,
we
sure.
picked up the tab for the entry.
Should have expected it.
All of a sudden, he's walking out the door. Something for bigger and better.
As the reporter said, I didn't call you a hoe. I called your actions of a hoe.
Your actions were hoe-like.
Come
yes.
on, man.
Hey, appreciate everyone sending the Spotify raps. Smash that subscribe button over on Spotify. 5 stars, answering all your questions over there. Appreciate it. Kramer and I will be back live here shortly, doing a bonus college basketball with the one and only Colby Dan.
I sent Colby a text, and his response was to call me. So
okay, we'll see. Stay tuned.
Seems dicey.
And of course, what's up?
No, it could be slide issues.
Yes, the slides are always an issue. And of course, as always,
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
for Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the money green. He's Ryan.
Great card of props, CJ.
Yes.
Kramer. Let it ride.
I've got a fuck ton of bets on some games tonight. Got my lucky shirt on, yeah, I'm high as a kite. Kickoffs are starting soon, I better settle in. Maybe be here a while, now let the games begin. Hey, D-Jets, it's time for some football. Who do you like? Shit, I like them all. What type of friend says gamble is a sin? Yo, if you know bet, you know win. Hey, D-Jets, it's time for some football. Self-control, bro, I just bet it all on Kansas City, -10. Shit, I never lose, I just push or win. Parlays, teasers, tons of prop bets. I just bet heavy as fuck on this money line live bet. Got my cigars, my booze, and a bag of edibles. We the real men of D-Gen, this is how we roll. D-Gens, it's time for some football. Who do you like? Shit, I like them all. What type of friend says gamble is a sin? Yo, if you know bet, you know win. Hey, D-Gens, it's time for some football. Self-control, bro, I just bet it all on Kansas City, -10. Shit, I never lose, I just push or win. Score is tied and stakes is high. How's my prediction? It can't be denied. Hoping that this game don't slip away, cause this could be my fucking lucky day. Hey, D-Gens, it's time for some football. Who do you like? Shit, I like them all. What type of friend says gamble is a sin? Yo, if you know bet, you know win. Hey, D-Gens, it's time for some football. Self-control, bro, I just bet it all on the Houston Texans -10. Dude, I never lose, I just push or win. Only tell the wife when I have a big ween, but feels like they getting fewer and far in between. Meanwhile, I love the Packers to win outright. Plus, I'm triple stacked with them in the Millie Maker tonight. Hey, D-Gens, it's time for some football. Who do you like? Shit, I like them all. What type of friend says gambling's a sin? Yo, if you know bet, you know when. Hey, D-Gens, it's time for some football. Self-control, bro, I just bet it all on Jacksonville plus 10. Shit, I never lose. I either push or win. Hey, Sean, yes, Ryan. Fly, Eagles, fly. Oh, Ryan, dude, wow, you're so sweet. I really appreciate that. It's gonna be a great season for my Eagles. And hey, just for that, I'll give you a banger Giant drop. Now, how does that sound? No way. Here we go. G-Man, the Giants are a great football team, and I have a weird crush on the head coach. I mean, he dropped all that weight, right? Dude, I'm dying. I know. Uh-oh, here comes Decker. Hey, Decker! Hey, kids! I just have one thing to say to you. What's that, Deck? San Diego Superchargers charge. Bro, they not an SD anymore. How many times do I have to tell you? That is a disgusting act. Hey, any of you guys want to toe Alk about disgusting? Hey, yo, how about my Pats? Here we go, baby freaking wheel, man. Shut it, Capper. You like that? Careful. Of what? Of all the nerves. Hey, yo, SGPN.